I'm just going to wait 1 more minute and then I'll just go ahead, start talking and showing you all the different things and what I think is important, especially looking for a middle school. So just 1 more minute to wait on anyone else. Okay, well, I'm going to get started. Thank you for being here. And I just want to talk about a few different things. Tomorrow is the showcase of schools. Perfect, thank you. Tomorrow is the showcase of schools, and I just want to go over a few things before you go to that, just to be as prepared as possible while you're there, and then what I think is best practice when choosing the perfect middle school for your child. I know it's a very hard decision. They're growing up, and this is a big decision. So I just want to make sure that that you get the information. And just again, this is my opinion as an elementary principal, but with background of being a high school assistant principal and a high school teacher, and what I think you should look for when you're looking for the right middle school for your child. So I'm going to move right along, although I know we just had someone join in. So I am going to put the link in the chat box so you can jump on and go to all the different links from the presentation. And if you want to follow along, you can. So when I share this with the teachers, I'll also share the presentation. So if for some reason you can't watch this and click on the link, don't worry, you will get this in Class Dojo as well. I am recording this presentation just for anyone that misses it. So middle school, oh, it's coming up. It's around the corner. So number one thing tomorrow, visit the school booths that you feel like your child is interested in. I would also I'd also visit the school booth in which the middle school your child is zoned for. So all the schools that your child is interested in and you're interested in, and also your child's home middle school, because the choice programs, it is a lottery process. It does not mean you will get in there. So just make sure you're visiting your child's home school along with all the schools that you feel might be of interest to you and your child. Then once you visit the booth and you get all the information, you get home, there's lots of things. You're going to get lots of papers. You're going to get folders. You're going to get tons of information. You're going to forget exactly what information with what school. But that's okay. Try to keep it as organized as possible. But then the next important step is to visit that school. So go to their choice open house. I say it is the best to be on that campus. How do you feel on that campus? So tomorrow, when you get all the school's information, the number one thing is to get a calendar out once you get home, or the next day, get a calendar out and write down when those middle school open houses are. So write that information down, make sure that you are planning that out so you can actually visit those middle school campuses. When you're at those middle schools, feel how it is to be on campus. Walk around, look around. How do you feel? There are going to be other fifth grade parents there with you. There are going to be other fifth grade students there with you. Bring your child, have them walk around with you and be a part of this middle school open house. I think that's huge to feel it on the campus. This is where you might go. What do you feel like? Do you feel comfortable as a parent? Does your child feel it's scary? Don't get me wrong, they're not going to feel comfortable, but do they feel like they could see themselves there? So definitely visit their booth. And then once you visit all the booths, get a calendar out, schedule those when those open houses are and try to go to those open houses. And then feel how it is to be on campus. Once you're on campus, ask students, if you see current students of that middle school, ask them the questions. Ask them questions that you're thinking. If your child is worried about something, maybe homework. How much homework does your teacher give you being in this program? How much time do you spend? How much do you love being in this program? What do you like about this school? Who are your favorite teachers? Ask those questions of the students that are there. They're going to tell you the truth. That's what I love about our kids, is that if you ask them a question, they're going to answer it and they're going to tell you the truth. And so not only are you feeling what it's like to be on the campus, you're actually talking to a current student that's there. That's why I think it's important to bring your child, because they can ask all those questions. You can ask those questions with your child. Your child can listen to those answers and again, continue to feel what it's like to be there. And then I would ask, after school sports, clubs, and activities, what is available and what is encouraged? I would ask that tomorrow night at their choice booth. And then I would ask that once you're on the campus. And really, the more your child is involved in at any school, the better opportunities they will have, as well as more adults looking out for your child on that campus. So if your child is in baseball, so not only now your child's in the Choice Academy, so their Choice Academy teachers looking out for them. There are other teachers that are looking out for them too, but someone is focused because they're in the Choice Academy. Then also, if they're in that baseball team and they're in sports, that coach is looking out for them. So my advice is to get involved with as much as possible. So if it's sports, it's sports. If it's a club, if your child likes to do volunteer and be a part of clubs, maybe they want to continue the green initiatives H.L. Johnson does. What kind of clubs do you offer here at this middle school, at this new middle school? So ask those questions. And again, it's just another adult looking out for your child. So you have your child, their teachers are going to look out for them. But if they're in the Choice Academy, it's one more person, like, hey, you have to get certain grades to be in this Choice Academy. You have to have good attendance to be in this Choice Academy. So that academy teacher is going to look out for them. And then if you play sports, or if you're in a club, or if you join other activities at the school, it's more adults looking out for them. And it's just talking to the middle school. So when you visit their booth tomorrow, what sports, clubs, activities are available, and what is encouraged at this middle school? And then again, visit the middle school, look at all those open house dates, go to those open houses. And then when you're at the open houses, ask the current students those questions. Yes, the teacher's going to give you a lot of information. Yes, ask the teacher information, but also ask the students that information. I think that is important, and they are going to be honest with you, and they are going to tell you the truth. And then again, any middle school you pick, the more that your child is involved, the more that adults are going to be looking out for them, just because it's more adults that they know. And I think that's really important. So make sure that school feels like those things are also a high priority with their academics. So that's my advice for middle school. And then after you visited all of those open houses and you've talked to other students, other teachers, friends that their children go to those, does it have a buddy system? I think this is important, being new to a school and going from elementary to middle school. What kind of system do they have to make the new 6th grade students next year to feel comfortable and know their new setting, their new school? So what kind of things do they do? Do they have some kind of 6th grade orientation? Do they have, the first week there is a buddy system in their fine arts, or the teachers in that academy do something special for those students? So I think ask that information also to help your child be more comfortable at that middle school. So one more time, tomorrow night, number one thing, visit all the middle schools that are of interest to you. Also, visit your home middle school in case you do not get into that other school that you're applying for. Visit your home school booth. Once you visit the booth, you're going to get tons of information tomorrow night. I try to keep it as organized as possible, but just in case you forget, oh, this school does this and that school does that, it's hard to remember all the schools. Number one thing is, when is your open house date? When is that night? And then when you get home, either tomorrow night or the next day, the next couple of days, put on a calendar what middle schools have what open houses, and make it to all those middle schools that you feel like you're interested in your child going to. Go to their open house, visit their campus, make it a priority. And again, the same with your child's homeschool, because there is a chance, it's a lottery, there is a chance that your child may not get into that choice program. So you want to know the information for your homeschool as well. When you are visiting that campus for the open house, make sure that you are really feeling what it's like to be there. Bring your child, bring, your child, your family that you feel like should come and help in making this decision. How does it feel to be on this campus? Look around, feel it out. If you see other students, and there should be other students there that currently go to that middle school, ask them questions. That's why they're there. How do you like this school? Is there a lot of homework? What do you think about this academy? What's your favorite thing about this school? Ask those questions, get a feel for the school. And then another important part to me about any school is what kind of sports, clubs, and activities are available and what is encouraged from that school. The more you're involved, the more people know your child, and the more adults that are just really looking out for your child and just making sure that they're doing the right things, and people you can go to at the school. I think that's important. And then the last question I would ask any middle school you go to is, does this school have some type of buddy system or some type of system to help your child be comfortable in their new middle school setting? Is there a sixth grade orientation? Is there a sixth grade buddy system? Is there something that you do for new students at that school to make them feel as comfortable as possible? So those are important things. Tomorrow, when you go to the booths, you can ask those questions, but number one, get those open house dates, go to those open houses, and then follow this, and just so you can get as much information about the middle school before having your child go to the middle school or even applying. So feel those schools out. And I just put this in the chat box also. There is a link to this presentation. We will share this on Class Dojo with the fifth grade teachers. I'll share it with you, but make sure that you visit Choice. And this is the link. Did I link it? I did not link it. So I'm going to escape out of here for a second because I want to go to this. And I am going to link this just so you have it. And I'm also going to link it on here so you have it. So anywhere you push on here, any picture you go to, you can get to the website. And back onto the slideshow. Let's go here. Twice I did that. There we go. Okay, so now I'm taking you to the school district's Choice website. This is what it looks like. It's the same pictures that I had on the screen a moment ago, just so you can see the difference. But this is what it looks like. This has a plethora of information, and it's easy to get lost in this, but don't worry, I'm going to take you through it. I would say the first place you want to go in preparing for tomorrow, if you have time tonight, is to go to the school choice options. So you will click on that button. And then choice and in-house programs, you will click on this button. And then it brings you to the choice programs. So this is what this looks like, just so you can see it. But you're going to go to one more button, choice and in-house programs by school. And you're going to click that, and it's going to take you, oh my goodness, to the program. So now you're going to click where it says click here to enter the virtual showcase of schools. You're going to click where it says here, and then it brings you to this page. This page has every school in Palm Beach County with a choice program. A choice program, sorry, my phone, excuse me. The choice programs mean that you can apply, and there's a lottery system to get in, except for this choice programs that are about the arts. There is a performance that you have to do in order to get in. But these are all of these schools in the entire district. A choice program means you can be outside the school boundary lines, and an in-house program means you have to be zoned for that school in order to go into that program. So keep that in mind. So choice means you can be outside of the boundaries, the school boundary of that particular school. In-house means you have to live in that boundary in order to get into that. So so one of the first things I would do once you're on this page that you're looking at is I would go by grade level and I would click middle school. So then it takes all the schools out of the website except for the middle schools. And then if you have certain middle schools that you are interested in, then you can click on them from here. So I'm going to go straight to Crestwood. We're going to visit a few, but if you go to Crestwood Middle School, their website pops up. Okay, so it tells us that Dr. Nance is the principal, and here are two of the assistant principals. It tells you their address and what their school grade rating is. And then it tells you your choice programs. The choice programs are the ones that if you're outside the school boundaries, these are the three that they offer. They offer multimedia, music, and communications, pre-business, IT, and pre-engineering. So you can see that my cursor is around that. This in-house programs, there are no in-house programs for this school, so you don't have to worry. But if you see that in other middle schools, what that means is you cannot apply for that unless you live in that school's zone, in their school district, well, in their zone in order to go there without applying. Okay, so that is Crestwood Middle. Let's say that you are looking at another one that our students go to is Osceola. So this is Mr. McClellan is the principal here. Okay, and then it shows his assistant principals. It shows their school grade, their address. Then it shows their choice programs. They have multimedia and television production and pre-vet. So these are the two choice programs for this middle school. And then you can X out of that. And let's say you look at Western Pines. Here, we'll do Wellington first, and then we'll go to Western Pines. So if we did Wellington, that is Miss Ingersoll at Wellington Landings. Here is the address. She is a grade rating of A as far as the school. And then their choice programs are fine arts and pre-information technology. So you can look and see what your child might be interested in. And here is Western Pines, Mr. Preddy. Here is their address and school grade. And here are their choice programs: graphic arts, pre-information technology, and pre-medical sciences. So that's a quick, easy way just to check 4 or 5 middle schools that might be of interest to you. If you have any questions, this is also where you would go. You can find their email address. If you click on Dr. Nance's email or any of the assistant principals, it'll go straight to their email, as well as their entire school webpage. And if you had any other questions and you just weren't sure who to direct it to. So this is giving you that information. This also has the transportation information if you want to click for every school when you look at the middle schools. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So this is the school district. This is Crestwood. The attendance boundary is within this attendance. And then this is the choice transportation zone. So you can be in these zones in order to get to this school. So that's what it's showing you. Okay, but I'm going to go back to this. And again, you X out. And that shows you all the middle schools because I put under grade level middle school. Okay, now I'm going to go back and to my presentation. Okay, so that's how you get to the website from there. You just click that link. You can go to choice and in-house programs. You're looking for choice. This is also where you find the PDF for the choice booklet, or you can go to the website of the choice booklet. I have linked it in here for you. So if you wanted to go to the choice booklet and you wanted to see everything, I do have a favorite page on here. So here you can go search. And again, the same thing. So let's say you wanted to look up Crestwood Middle School. I would just put Crestwood in there and it tells you all the pages that Crestwood Middle School is on. I would go, I believe this is the page I want to go to. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to actually go to 63. If you go on page 63 of this booklet, and you just wanted to see a summarized portion of what middle schools offer what, it says this in a summarized portion. Okay. So you can see that it goes middle school. And then if you click the arrow, this middle school shows Coniston and it tells you what's there. And this is summarized in alphabetical order. There's also, if you go to this last, I believe, oh, that's Crestwood. Let's see. Oh, it might be before this. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So inside the booklet, if you look throughout the booklet, let's say you wanted multimedia, music, and communications. That's what your child is interested in. There are only 2 middle schools that offer that. That is Crestwood and that is Jupiter. So that's a way to do it. If you wanted medical, let's go back to medical. I'm going to close out there. Okay, so I'm going to go to medical. It might be pre-medical I need to go to. It is. Hold on, let me get to the P's. All right, so here is pre-medical sciences. There are lots of options here. So you have Boca Raton Middle, Congress Middle, H.L. Watkins, Jupiter Middle, Lake Shore, Lantana, Loggers Run, Roosevelt, and Western Pines all have pre-medical sciences. So if you go within the booklet and you look in alphabetical order of what programs, what middle school programs, then you can see what schools offer it. So let's say your child want to be a teacher. The 3 middle schools are Independence Middle, Lantana Middle, and Tradewinds Middle. So just showing you these things, okay? So you can be as informed as possible. The application. So the application for the 2023-24 school year, it opens on November 1st. The first deadline that you need to worry about is if your child is interested in applying for an arts program. This is not first come, first serve. Whenever you do your application, as long as you make it to the deadlines, it is very fair. So if your child wants to go into an arts program, so let's say that they're going to try to go to Bach Middle School, Wellington Landings, I know has a fine arts. I believe Crestwood does have a fine arts as well. So if you were trying to get into one of those, you need to make sure that you apply by December 9th. You must apply by December 9th. You need to have your application in. Those schools should have their open house scheduled before December 9th. So I would not apply for any school until after, again, you've been on that campus, you've asked the questions you want to ask, you've felt them out, you made sure your child feels comfortable on that campus, and you feel comfortable on that campus. You've asked those questions that you need to. And if it's an arts school, then you need to have that application in by December 9th, because your child will have to go through an audition. And if you don't have it by that time, then they will not schedule an audition for your child. Okay. So that's the first deadline. If your child is not interested in an arts middle school, then you have until January 27th. This is not first come, first serve. This is getting your application in by that deadline. Okay. So make sure you visit those schools, you visit the open houses, you ask the questions to the teachers, you ask the questions to the students, you ask what activities, clubs, sports, what is encouraged here at this middle school, and you really feel what it's like to be at the middle school. Then you apply. Once you visited all of them, then you apply before January 27th. It is equal opportunity in those choice programs. It is not first come, first serve. Okay. So that is, want you to know that, visit those campuses. With that being said, if there is one school that you want in particular, doesn't matter what they're offering, or maybe let's go back to one of those schools. Let's see what fine arts. I'm going to look up a middle school. And let's see what this one says. So this is just general information. I'm going to go a little further down because I want to see what ones are the arts programs. Here we go. Okay, so if your child is interested in communication arts, then their choices are Bach Middle School and Palm Springs Middle. If they're interested in dance, it is Bach, Lantana, Palm Springs, and Plamosa. Okay, so those arts ones have to be in by that due date, which again is December 9th, because there is an audition. If your child is not interested in that and they're interested in a different program, then you can wait until January 27th to turn that in. So let's say your child is interested in pre-business IT. Pre-business IT is Crestwood Middle and Independence. Let's say you want your child in Crestwood Middle. That's what you're interested in. If that's what you are interested in, just being at Crestwood does not matter really. You know, you want to get them in Crestwood. Let's see here. Let me go to the right page for Crestwood Middle School. So Crestwood Middle School offers pre-business information technology, multimedia, music, and communications. And again, that's the arts, and then pre-engineering. So let's say your child wants to go to Crestwood Middle School no matter what. You have two choice options you can put on the choice applications, a number 1 and a number 2, a first choice and a second choice. If you truly want that middle school, then I would put both of those choices for that middle school. So let's say you wanted pre-business information technology would be number 1 and pre-engineering would be number 2 if you truly wanted to get into Crestwood Middle School. So that would be my advice when you're doing your application. Your application, again, you go to your application opens November 1st. I would not fill it out then. I would just worry about the deadlines. So a few days before December 9th, if your child's interested in going to an arts middle school, then you need to make sure that you get it in before December 9th, because they have to schedule auditions, and then your child will make it into that arts program based on their audition. Okay, so it just depends on how they do in that audition. If your child is not going for an arts middle school, then you can have your application in by January 27th. I would do it a few days before, but this is not first come, first serve. This is all about a lottery system at that point if you are not going for arts. And that lottery system is based on choices and just a random lottery. So again, if you want a certain middle school, my advice would be put your number 1 and number 2 at that certain middle school. And then hopefully you get into, if you don't get your number 1 choice, you get your number 2 choice, but it happens to be that middle school. Now, if your child only wants to be in engineering and that's all they want and does not matter which middle school, then you're going to put your number 1 for your number 1 choice in engineering after you visit the open houses, and then your number 2 choice for engineering after you visit the open houses. You're going to go to mypbchoiceapp.com and you're going to fill out that application. So that's where you go to apply. If you have questions, you can always reach out to me or Mrs. Agudelo. We can answer your questions. But there is also a frequently asked questions. This is linked in the presentation. I will reshare that with you. So you have this presentation and I'm going to share it with the 5th grade teachers. But here are any frequently asked questions that parents have asked. Choice does a great job about putting these questions in here. So, so make sure that if you want to look at or get some questions answered that maybe I was unable to, of course, I'm going to look here first. But if you want to look here before you ask me, you're more than welcome. But there's the choice program application process, and then the choice program selection process it tells you about, and then post-lottery procedure. So it gives you all this information here, but again, you can ask me anything you'd like. There is also a place when you are looking at the website. Let's see, let's get back there. So let's go to, I believe, the school. So I'm going to go back to Crestwood just to go to Crestwood. Oh, it is not on this page. So let's go to, there is a page, and I'm going to go back to school choice that tells you exactly how many seats that they allow in each program. And then you can look, let's see if it's here. I just want to show it to you so you can see it. And this shows you the eligibility criteria. And again, this is all about really picking the school that you feel is the best for your child, and just picking the right place. And again, the more your child is involved, the more, I'm going to see if the seats are here, the more adults looking out for your child. That is something that I really feel like is important to do. And I do not see this web page right now, but I will also give you a link to that so you can see exactly how many seats are available in each of them. So then you know your chances in getting into those programs. But I am recording this. I will send this out so you can watch one more time, and I will send the link to this presentation. I will also find that link so you can see exactly how many seats are there for each one, because it'll tell you that, and really what your odds are into getting in, you know. And again, it's a lottery process, except for those arts one, it's an audition process. But for any of the middle schools, when you're applying, it is all about just the lottery process, and it is as fair as possible. It is not first come, first serve. And again, if you have questions, please let me know. Okay. Does anyone have a question right now? Miss Dang. Yes, ma'am.
So for Wellington Landings, I have not seen anything on their website for the arts one because they do have dance there as well. Is that an audition one for them as well?
I will look. I believe it is, but let's see. I'll go to hold on, let me get to that booklet. Let's look up Wellington. We will find out right this moment. She would want dance, correct? Or just fine arts?
I'm not sure what she's gonna want to do there. She's actually thinking about doing something else because the pamphlet we got, it said you could only choose one elective from the fine arts program if you got into the fine arts program. So she was thinking about doing maybe theater or chorus instead of dance, since she does so much dance.
Oh, I like it. It does not actually say on here. You're right. It doesn't say. So tomorrow, if you're able to visit are you going to go to the fairgrounds tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that would be the number one question I would ask them.
Okay. All right.
And then that way you know exactly what date.
Second. Yeah, she actually has a different school she wants to go to, but I need to know if she needs to have an audition prepared.
Right. Yeah, no, because that's a huge part of it. So yes. I would ask them. It does not actually say on this.
Yes,
so
that was one of the that concerned me when you said that.
All right, I'm just looking under auditions just for fun, just to see if it tells us on anything on here. The Conservatory, Dreyfus, Boynton Beach, West Boca Arts Programs. So let's see, Bach Middle, the Conservatory. It doesn't look like it on this right here when I look on page 3, but I would still ask them. That way you hear it from them.
Okay. I'll find out, and I will actually email you and let you know as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good question.
No problem.
Anybody else have a question? All right, I'm going to send you the presentation, all the links. Really, I'm going to send it to the 5th grade teachers, and they're going to send it out on Dojo. That way you have the presentation, the information, this recording, and this is just really give you more information. Again, the most important thing, I think, is to look at those open houses. Visit the school booth tomorrow, then visit the school, go to that open house, schedule those, go on every single campus, feel how it feels to be on that campus. Ask the students that are there for the open house that currently go to that middle school, ask them questions. They're going to be brutally honest, which is what I love about our kiddos. And then ask anything, activities, athletics, clubs that are available there and that are strongly encouraged. because I think that's a large part of making sure your child is safe. The more adults and the more people watching over them, the safer they are, and the more involved in school, usually they're doing the right things. And then ask them about a buddy system. You know, if your child is very nervous about going to middle school, there's schools that have really thought about that buddy system process, and really getting your child comfortable at sixth grade orientation and different things that they have at the school to make sure that they feel comfortable. The better your child is going to do. So I think that's super important, and just things to think about. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll help you however I can. All right. I appreciate you all coming on. And again, you'll see this dojo from the fifth grade teachers, and have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow at the Showcase of Schools at the Expo Center at the South Florida Fairgrounds. Thank you. Bye.